Welcome to this bite-sized video for the Digital Support Services T-Level, where we'll explore Assignment 2 for the Cybersecurity Occupational Specialism. Now, the Cybersecurity OS consists of 3 task-based assignments with a total duration of 27 hours and 30 minutes, designed to assess the 3 performance outcomes shown, each of which indicates the knowledge and the skills required to enable students to achieve threshold competence in the chosen occupational specialism. For each performance outcome, there will be a list of knowledge and skills. The knowledge statements show what the students need to know, and the skills are what they need to perform. Some of this content will build upon the content delivered in Year 1. The occupational specialism will be assessed through a series of synoptic assignments which have been designed to be as occupational realistic as possible and are externally set by NCFE. Now, this video will focus on Assignment 2. So Assignment 2 split into 2 tasks. Task 1 is about researching an issue, investigating the issue further to assess vulnerabilities, then identify any possible resolution. Task 2 is about the ongoing maintenance and creating an evaluative report. The 2 tasks that make up Assignment 2 will be delivered within a set window specified by NCFE after the date set for Assignment 1. The dates for each task will be found in our key date schedule. For Task 1, providers must schedule 2 sessions lasting 3 hours 45 minutes to ensure that all students complete all tasks by the end of the window. Task 1 sessions can be scheduled across 2 days. For Task 2, providers must schedule 1 session lasting 2 hours 30 minutes to ensure that all students complete all tasks by the end of the window. Students will work independently under supervised conditions, and they will need access to the following resources in order to complete the tasks. If students have any access arrangements or reasonable adjustments, such as additional time for assessments, then you should apply that internally and increase the time set by the relevant amount. The assessment material should only be available to students during the scheduled session, so do take into account of this and ensure you have enough storage areas for students' evidence. Internet access is permitted for Task 1 and 2. All screen prints should be labelled and included in a single PDF file at the end of each assessment session. Assignment 2, Task 1 is worth a total of 42 marks. Marks are awarded against the skills and knowledge performance outcomes shown. Task 1 is split into 3 parts, Parts A, B and C. Students will have 7 hours 30 minutes to complete this task, and they can use the time how they want, but all parts of the task must be completed within the time limit. Students will use the information in the brief to firstly research a cause for an issue and create a report for Part A. Then, using the virtual machine that has been assigned to them for Part B, they'll investigate and assess any potential issues that may exist. Using an online tool to identify what attack, if any, has taken place, then record the findings in their report. Finally, Part C, add to their report and provide an outline of any actions that could be implemented to better protect the current system, including any future recommendations. Students should approach Part A in a logical order, starting with the issue that will be provided in the brief. The brief shown is from the sample material. Students will need to carry out research in relation to the brief and discuss the points on the screen from their Part A instructions to create a written report. When students are researching and investigating, they need to also be recording and explaining how to identify the differences between a cyber attack and an internal software program problem. They should be documenting the fact that a cyber attack is a deliberate explanation of a computer system and could affect the whole system, and an internal software problem could be on a lot smaller scale, for example, one device, and the only real way to differentiate would be through an investigation. From the sample brief shown for assignment 2, students should follow the part 2 instructions given in task 1 using the supplied virtual machine test environment. For part B, NCFE has worked in conjunction with Cisco Network Academy to give access to the virtual machines for all providers to use. This will offer a standardised approach to assessment and give a level field for all students, which will ensure no students are disadvantaged. Cisco Network Academy virtual machines are made available to all providers and should be downloaded and tested prior to the start of the assessment window to ensure that there's no issues. These virtual machines are being created using VirtualBox and contain Linux OS, email client, 3 vulnerable emails, and a link onto the online scanning software. When students are investigating the emails in this example, they should record their findings in a report. Students should also remember to provide screenshots of the results of the scan using the online tool and record potential fixes for all their findings in the investigation stage. Part C requires students to record in their report and provide an outline of any remedial actions that could be implemented to better protect the current system. This could be things like cyber awareness training for staff, email threat scanning, or firewall rules to block certain services. Credit will be given to other suggestions if they're appropriate to the scenario and brief. Assignment 2, Task 2 is worth a total of 18 marks, and marks are awarded against the skill and knowledge performance outcomes shown. This task will be scheduled and sat in one session. Students will have 2 hours and 30 minutes to use the information in the brief to create an evaluative report that recommends ongoing maintenance, any actions while identifying any additional requirements to ensure the measures are manageable. The students will then explore any system upgrades that might be required based on these measures. Students should approach Task 2 given an evaluation of the ongoing maintenance needed to ensure the system remains secure and operational, referring to the information in the brief, like in the example of material that's shown on the screen now. Students will need to make recommendations, identify additional requirements, and explore any system upgrades. From the points given in their Task 2 instructions to create an evaluative report, students should use a clear framework to structure their evaluation. For example, pros and cons of brainstorming using a thinking tool such as plus minus that will help prompt students to consider multiple approaches to the topic and issues. And for the full 18 marks, students should show an excellent justification of recommended remedial actions alongside a thorough consideration of how these actions will be managed, whilst providing a detailed explanation of any upgrades if required. Now, the information in the report could include an evaluation of methods you can see on the screen that demonstrates the type of maintenance activities that could take place using a clear structured framework. Now, this list is not exhaustive and credit will also be given to other suggestions if it's appropriate to the scenario in the brief. Now, by using a structured approach and use of tables in the report to look at physical vulnerabilities, a proposed remediation and system update table that is detailed and clearly outlines the purposes and steps involved, followed by a table to show ongoing maintenance. And please do refer to the guides standard example materials that's available for a passing distinction on NCFE's website. We hope you found this useful and have a better understanding of Assignment 2, and do see the other bite-sized videos that form part of this occupational specialism series. And please do scan the QR code to leave feedback. Thank you.